Well, what you are looking at is a phenomenon not observed by humans firsthand, at least, in more than 50 years. This is a crescent Earth. So the crew of Artemis II treated to this rare sight as they prepare to head to our planet's closest neighbor. Now, the mission marking humanity's first lunar visit since 1972 and the furthest humans will have ever traveled from Earth. As you probably know by now, there is a Canadian on board, yes, helping to make all of this happen. Incredible stuff. All right, David Saint-Jacques is an astronaut, of course, with the Canadian Space Agency who has spent time aboard the International Space Station, 204 days to be exact. He joins us now from Longueuil, Quebec. Hello, sir. Welcome to the program. Thank you for making the time.
Hi, Anthony. Thanks for telling the story.
It was amazing to watch yesterday. I'm sure for you, I just want to get your perspective because you had that experience, a similar one, obviously different because it was a Soyuz rocket. But that being said, give us a sense of what that was like to watch it for you, because you can appreciate what he's going through.
Yeah, indeed. It was a new perspective because I was on the rocket and I missed all the party on the ground as people were watching the launch. Now, I was part of that party and it was electric. I was at headquarters here with employees and members of the media and VIPs, politicians, and it was like eerie silence, quiet focus. It was like almost a religious experience, if I want to say, as people were eagerly looking at the countdown and listen to the commentary and then watch in awe this beautiful launch that we all witnessed, a perfect launch. It was a momentous moment. It was very, very emotional for me to see this finally see my good friend Jeremy after all these years of dedication, be our envoy, our representative. And also obviously for Canada, a really important milestone because this is a symbol of decades of good work. Canada delivers, and that's how we got our seat at the table there. Remember, this very small club of nations, only the second country ever to send someone to the lunar environment. So huge day yesterday. Today's another day. The mission goes on. The 10 days mission is going to be full of pride and surprises.
I want to get into the mission in a moment, but you mentioned, I mean, you've known Jeremy a long time. You're both part of the same class of 2009, the only two finalists to become officially astronauts with the Canadian space program. So many years have passed. I want to get a sense of the training because you had the incredible opportunity in 2018. We are now many years later. It's a long time of training. Give us a sense of what goes into the training for yesterday's moment and the next 10 days.
So Jeremy's been training for this mission for about 3 years now. But if you want your entire life, you're really preparing one day for this assignment. Everything you do kind of contributes. But really, an astronaut's career is mainly on the ground, supporting other people's missions. So Jeremy supported my mission years ago. Now I got the chance to support his. There's also another Canadian astronaut involved, Dr. Jenny Gibbons from the next class, who's been Jeremy's backup, and she's been there following the training every step along the way. She was part of the close-out crew, taking care of the rocket, getting the capsule ready. So Canada is really at the seat. What Jeremy's been doing is more than training, though, because this is a test flight. Him and his colleagues, here's Jenny, we see it on the screen. Because of this is a test flight, him and his crewmates, and Jenny and Andre, the other American backup, they've been part of the design team. They have been part of writing the procedures, designing the cockpit displays and all that. So they've been really integrated into the mission team. So this is very, we can all be very proud that we have this participation now really front stage in a very historic mission, humanity going back to the moon. We're a different spirit now. We're going back there to stay, ultimately settle on the moon, make a base, and everything we've learned, go to Mars.
It's amazing when you look back at the 70s and 80s, we were all kind of spoiled with a number of space missions that took place. And then there was a big gap there as we go back to the moon. And you talk about this mission in particular and what this is going to lead to. Can you put it into words what this means overall, not just for NASA and the Canadian space program as well, but overall, and where we eventually, let's hope, that we will go? What are your thoughts?
So my thoughts are as follows. I am part of the Apollo generation. Apollo missions, they fascinated me. They were a source of a lot of motivation to further myself, be part of something bigger than me. My kids, our kids, today's generation, they're going to be the Artemis generation. these program of ambitious lunar missions, they're going to be the engine of ingenuity for the future. I think this is what this really meant for humanity yesterday. In these troubled days, we have to acknowledge this. I think we're all hungry for some common dream, something bigger than all of us, so that we can all, just as earthlings, look up in the same direction. I think yesterday was one of those moments. And so I'm really proud that Canada was part of that kind of unifying moment.
David, we appreciate all of your time in providing this perspective. I think it's so important.
Thank you, Anthony, and thank you for covering this. And everybody, we should be so proud of where we've been as a country. So Godspeed. Go Artemis. Go Jeremy.
No question about that. Thank you so much. That is David Saint-Jacques, an astronaut with the Canadian Space Agency. He spent 204 days aboard the International Space Station between 2018 and 2019. Thank you again, sir.